It's Heightening Headlines, Improvising the News, the Improv Comedy News Podcast. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Heightening Headlines, Improvising the News, the Improv Comedy News Podcast, where we read real news stories and then do improv inspired by it. I am your host, Alec, and I am here with...
Paul.
Yeah, Paul, fellow Munich improviser, bake this improv person. Tell us who you are.
A spiel, who am I? I'm in Bake This. I've been improvising for 10 years, 12 years, some number I've forgotten. I'm a parent.
Your improv experience is about to go into high school.
What?
Isn't it like 12, 13 that when you go into high school, right?
Oh, so right, possibly.
If your experience of improv was a person, it would be going into high school.
That's true. I think I was in a different school system to you, so I think it might not apply. So I think,
possible.
I think in the UK we had at the time we had 3-tier school system.
Right.
So I think middle school to high school transition, I can't remember. I'm too old.
So that's a good point, I think.
Great content, reminiscing on the UK school systems. But
in Australia, actually, it depended on the state. The first school that I went to, grade 1 to 7 was primary school, and then 8 to 12 was high school.
Okay.
But then I went to a private school, which was sort of the same, but they did kind of have like a formal but not properly formal system of technically 1 to 6 is primary, 7 to 9 was middle school, and then 10 to 12 was high school.
Sure. I think we did 1 to 4, then 5 till 8, and then 9 till 12 was basically the UK block system.
Yeah, okay.
So I don't know how, I can never convert that into ages because I don't know.
Well, the other thing that made it even more confusing is in Queensland, everyone was a year ahead. So if you went to school in Queensland, you graduated at 17, but if you went to school anywhere else, you graduated at 18 in Australia.
Why?
That's just how it was. Everywhere else had a year of prep. They then changed that, I think, while I was at school for like people who were entering school in Queensland when I was like in grade 10 or something. So I think it's the same now. But yeah, I moved from Queensland to New South Wales. Is that correct? No, from New South Wales to Queensland, and then I skipped grade 1 to be in the same age group as everyone else. But to make it even more confusing, in Tasmania, the system I think is 1 to 7 is primary school, 8 to 10 is high school, and then 11 and 12 are college.
Okay. Well, irrespective then, my improv experience is somewhere in a school system, and that's great.
Yeah. To make it as vague as possible, your improv experience is somewhere in a school system.
I do improv, that's fine.
It's not homeschooled.
It's not homeschool. So I've been doing improv for a long time. I have a 4-year-old child. That's great. That's always fun. Now kind of balancing improv and parenting. And
the truest form of improv.
So they say mostly watching your children doing the improv is learning that there's a fundamental difference between the improv and children learning to be children.
Right.
Like the interest that they have in some of the minutiae of life. But also learning that you can't always run like a game with your kids the way Bluey is lying to you if they're implying that you can run a game with a child like an improv game.
Right.
But it is also quite fun to watch my child sometimes just do a thing which is very clearly an improv thing from me, where I've obviously got bored and done it, where I think sometimes he just pulls the mask off and he's secretly something else.
Right.
And that's because sometimes I may have done the old 3 gremlins in a trench coat routine with him. And then sometimes he's just like, surprise, it's me. I was secretly a whatever the whole time. And that's always
not me. I'm secretly me.
But you cannot treat playing with kids the same way you treat an improv set.
No, I'm sure.
The level of innovation is a lot less.
Can you think of like a favorite improv moment that you've had with your son?
With him, there was something.
Well, it doesn't have to be actual improv, but a moment that felt improv-y.
There was a moment when I think anytime he does a scene pivot.
Right.
When scene pivot, I'm sounding like such a knob, but But there was a moment just recently, last week or something, when we were playing a train game, and he U-Bahns. He likes playing U-Bahns, and
all kids love trains.
Well, now he's like planes. Planes are better. I think it's because the other kids at kindergarten love the plane, and now he's like, no more trains.
I mean, planes are just trains that can fly, so.
I will say that to him. But now we're trying to be all like, well, actually, trains are better for the planet. And he's like, yeah, but they get there faster, and like they don't stop anywhere along the way. And the other kids, he likes building Lego planes with other kids, and that's fine.
Right.
But so we were playing U-Bahns, and we've played it since he was like 2. So we get on, he's just the U-Bahn driver, and he announces stops, and I make the software animals get off. It's fairly simple, not really it's a game that doesn't vary very much.
Yeah.
And if I'm honest, sometimes it's a game that you can play when your energy levels are a little low, because you're just like, I'm tired, I've got in from work.
Autopilot, so to speak.
A little bit, not too much, but like you can feel it.
Train conductor.
I know this game. I know how this game works. And then at some point in the last 2 years, we invented an S-Bahn that goes to the moon.
Oh,
is it U-Bahn that goes? It's a U-Bahn that goes to the moon.
Yeah.
And I thought we were on the U3 going to Implerstrasse, changing onto the SEV bus, because that's what we had set up.
Sorry, passenger.
And then he's basically just like, surprise, we're going to the moon. It's actually the U10. And I was like, oh, cool, great, pivot, thank you. Surprise flip.
I really want to play this scene.
We can play this scene.
Hello, passengers. Thank you so much for joining us on the S-Bahn to Munich Hauptbahnhof, Munich main station. That's right. That's where we're heading. Unfortunately, due to an obstruction on the tracks, we are making a slight detour.
Do you know all this German? Did you see? What happened to the German?
If you're wondering why I'm not speaking German, I am the one Australian train conductor in Munich. Yeah, I got this job through a series of unfortunate events, mainly due to a volcano.
Oh, it's Michael. It's Michael.
But that's a story for another time. Just wanted to let you all know that we are making a slight detour to the moon. That's right, we'll be quickly just popping off to the moon, making a short stop at the moon, and then coming back and going to Munich Hauptbahnhof. Have a lovely day, everybody.
I was just, the thing about the moon, it's not getting stuck at Implerstrasse. I'm so relieved.
Oh, yeah. Oh, God. If we had to stop at Implerstrasse, we would be on this train for hours.
I know. Man. And it's so hot. The thing about the moon,
it's cool.
Exactly. Just, I'm looking forward to winding down the window, just getting all the air sucked out of this room. And then you can't hear, that racist old lady down there?
Yeah.
Like, we won't be able to hear a thing.
Oh, wonderful. Yeah. And I mean, not to make a pun, but I hear the moon is breathtaking and I haven't been.
You can't. But like, you breathe out, your lungs explode, your eyeballs freeze over, and then you're just back in Munich, right? And like, what better way to experience Munich?
I mean, hey, look, better than stopping at Implerstrasse.
Right. Absolutely.
Yeah. You've been to the moon before?
No, I read a lot about the moon. I had one of those like clicky things with the little card that turn over. My dad went to the moon.
Right. It sounds like you're describing a camera.
No, do you not know those things with the pictures and you click them? I don't know what they're called.
It's. Yeah.
We don't know. This is great.
It's like a film projector for just your own eyes. Right?
I mean, it's like pictures on a thing.
Yeah,
it's like pictures,
but you put your eyes in it.
You put your eyes in it,
and you see the thing,
and you click the thing,
and it goes to the next picture.
Yeah,
and it goes like around in a circle.
Yeah,
yeah.
So anyway, my dad had loads of those because he invented them.
Wow, your dad invented the clicky picture slideshow thing.
I mean, that was his name for it. They changed it to something else, but he's so bitter.
He should have gone with the name clicky picture slideshow thing because it's way easier to remember than the actual name.
I mean, let's be honest, if it had been in German, it probably would have been a functional name. But like...
Clicky photo slideshow dinger.
That's the one.
Yeah, right.
You speak better German than the
train conductor, yeah.
No, you know...
Crazy that the one other Australian guy in Munich happens to be our train conductor.
You're Australian?
I am, yeah.
Oh my God, I couldn't.
Yeah, sorry. I mean, it's pretty normal in Australia to start up random conversations with people on the train. Crazy that you also don't sound German.
No, I'm from England and from the north, so we also just randomly talk to people on the other.
Yeah, right.
Give me 30 seconds, I'll talk to racist old lady down there as well. But
I mean, don't let me stop you if you want to talk to her.
I think I'd like you to stop me from talking to her.
Okay, then.
So I mean, opening this window in about
mean,
2, 3,
maybe
4 minutes.
Maybe we can talk to her once we get to the moon and there's
Yeah.
no oxygen for her to spout racist nonsense.
I mean, we've got like translunar insertion in like what, 2 minutes? I think it should be, I think that should be enough time, right?
I'm gonna trust you. Translunar insertion is a lot of new words for me. Australian education system is not really hitting the mark on moon
I've
content.
heard that it really hits at different numbers. I've heard that sometimes you just get in a 13 or a 12 or a 12 or a 1 and just no one's really very sure about their numbering systems in Australia.
Right, yeah. I mean, well, everything's upside down.
Yeah, that explains it.
Yeah, so, I started at grade 12 and then worked my way up to grade 1 and then, kind of... Our school system's kind of like Benjamin Button disease.
I'm going to pretend I know what that is, but
it's the movie where the guy's born as an old man and then gets younger.
Oh, I didn't. I never watched movies. I had to watch them all on the clicky picture thing.
Did you see the clicky slideshow thing of Benjamin Button?
I didn't. I had to watch like 2001: A Space Odyssey, and it's like what 3 hours long or something. So it just took a lot of clicking.
The slideshow circle thing for that must have been the size of the moon almost.
I mean, it was big. We had to carry them around in like 3 briefcases.
Oh Jesus.
Yeah, no, it was hard.
I mean, the one for Benjamin Button, they actually really simplified the movie a lot. It's just a picture of an old man who gets younger until he's a baby.
Ah, cool.
Yeah.
Lovely. See. I think I've run the gamut on.
I honestly, if I was a bystander to that conversation on the train, I would be having a pretty good time.
Well, you always have to remember that people can talk in German and listen in English, right? So
True.
You gotta watch all your smack talking.
Yeah. Oh, that was fun. I hope that's exactly how that scene played out with your son.
I think I would be worried if my son's scene played out like that. I think he just bounces on the sofa and is like, just every now and again he brings back some of the bit. He's good at callbacks.
Yeah, okay.
It's just like, we're doing this thing now from last time. I was like, yes, we are.
Love that.
Character naming. He names he'll just be like, because I sometimes I do it with him because I'm trying to be like clear with him about like who I am because he doesn't always pick up the nuances. So I'm sometimes like, it's me, somebody, like entering a scene.
Right.
And then so now he's started kind of doing that back to me where he's just like, oh, it's me, this person. I'm like, cool. Thank you for establishing your name.
He's probably better at character naming than I am, to be honest. I'm pretty bad at it.
Well, we both just had a scene there and didn't do names at all. So that's
you
fine.
gave the train conductor a name,
I did,
at least.
didn't I?
Yeah. But yeah, we didn't have a name for these two people. That
100
probably would have been a good moment where we actually introduced ourselves to each other.
Yeah,
we also didn't name the racist old lady up the train
fine.
carriage.
I don't know if I know them. I mean, she's a real woman, but
we
I don't know
probably
if she
don't need
exists.
to know who she is. Well, any more fun stories you want to share about your son, or should we read the
No, I think
news
there's a
article?
limited amount. Like, you always try not to use any names.
Yes,
so
of course.
just,
Don't want to dox yourself.
Yeah. No.
All right. Would you like to read it, or should I read it?
Are we reading the whole thing, or are we just like skimming and selecting highlights?
Read the title. We'll start sort of reading through it, and then basically maybe we'll get to the end. Maybe we stop and do more scenes, and then realize we've had enough.
All right. Merlin the Duck takes a trip to the stadium, but FIFA rules keep him out of Mexico match. One of the biggest folk heroes of this World Cup, Merlin the Duck, arrived outside Mexico Stadium on Wednesday to great fanfare, but was ultimately told he could not remain for Mexico's match against the Czech Republic. After winning hearts across social media, supporters had launched an effort urging organisers to allow the beloved bird to attend the match alongside his family. In less than 2 weeks, Merlin went from waddling through the streets of Mexico City during Mexico's opening victory to visiting the presidential palace, but on Wednesday his proverbial flight was cut short. Merlin was granted access to the Azteca Stadium grounds to film a segment with Televisa, one of Latin America's largest television networks. Under strict security protocols, Merlin travelled comfortably inside a transport crate, accompanied by owner Carla Gomez and her son Christian, as curious fans gathered to catch a glimpse of the tournament's most unexpected star. However, he could not remain for the match, as FIFA regulations prohibit animals from entering venues in order to safeguard their well-being. A FIFA tournament spokesman confirmed Merlin was permitted to enter the perimeter but not the stadium, and did not offer further comment. These last few days have been crazy. We've never stopped being grateful for what we've experienced, Gomez told the Associated Press. Everyone is truly amazed by Merlin.
Love that. That's probably a good point for a bit of discussion.
I mean, there's. I think the important context, I guess, here is that since his first appearance, Merlin has grown into a social media phenomenon and an international celebrity, wearing a green Mexico jersey and proudly accompanying his family as they sell drinks throughout the city. The 2-year-old duck has become a familiar sight in the capital. I guess like because I was like, who on earth is Merlin the Duck?
Right, yeah. Social media phenomenon. Who I guess
Drink selling duck.
drink selling duck. Yeah, and I guess a Mexico fan.
One assumes. I mean, it would be awkward if it was not, I guess. You know?
Maybe he's being forced to wear a Mexico jersey against his will.
I mean, you know, it would be awkward and a tragedy if he actually was rooting for the Czech Republic the whole time.
Have you watched Jimmy Kimmel's show before?
Here and there, bits and pieces.
He has a segment that he does sometimes when there's a particularly big sports match where I can't remember what he calls it, but basically he'll find people who are wearing a jersey of a particular team and they'll film like a short interview and, you know, they'll be like, yeah, biggest fan, been supporting this team forever, like could never imagine. They'll even overtly ask questions like, you know, would you ever like support another team or say something like, no, I could never say anything nice about this team. And then they sort of act like they've cut the camera and go like, so for like production reasons, we're short on time, we don't have budget, would you mind putting on the jersey of the other team and pretending to be a fan? We have to do it, we have to film both sides. And yeah, it's like they're always like, oh, do I have to? But then they do it.
We cut to a pond, I want to say.
Sure.
Like, why not? I'm just... So, two ducks, rival ducks wearing rival team colours, meeting on a pond for the first time.
Ah, you're a Salt Lake City fan, huh?
And you are a Los Angeles Bears fan.
Yeah. I
could tell by the bear costume.
I like to play on the idea of prey being a predator.
Huh.
So I support the animals that are good at killing.
And I love salt.
Typical for a duck. So what brings you to this side of the pond, huh?
I came to start a fight.
Came to start a fight?
I did.
Oh, yeah?
My wife, she says that my corkscrew penis is no longer satisfying her, and I need to go somewhere else with it.
Ah, your penis isn't screwy enough, eh?
Exactly.
Ah.
I'm embarrassed by my corkscrew penis,
Well, you see, I'm a mobster from the 1960s, see?
You too?
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
And I came here looking for a fight.
I'm also here for a fight.
Ah, you're here for a fight, eh? Well, I'm Donnie Duck.
I don't shake wings with no non-Salt Lake City person.
I just thought I'd show you some respect before we start a fight.
You're Bill.
I'm Bill Duck.
No, you're Bill.
My Bill.
Your actual Bill.
I was gonna say, I'm pretty sure I just said my name was Donnie.
But like your Bill, your actual Bill.
Yes. It's a bit twisted, that's why I talk like this, see?
It's twisted and it's slick with, what is that, slugs?
Slugs, yeah.
Pondweed?
Yeah, I gotta slick my bill back, because that's how the 1960s mobster ducks did it.
Did you use Bill cream?
Bill cream, yeah. Got my friend Bill Cream to rub up my bill with cream.
I knew you sick perverts on this side of the pond were exactly the people I needed to come and flap my wings at. You know, you and I feel like if we could only just swap our uniforms, we could become friends.
But I see what you're saying, see?
But instead, I'm gonna peck your eyes out, rip your beak off, and beat you to death with your own corkscrew penis, see?
See, with a different reality and a different dimension with different people, maybe we could have been best friends, because clearly we have a lot in common, but I'm here for a fight.
I'm here for a fight, and I'm here to kick duck.
Well, I'm here to say duck you, buddy.
Oh, puns.
Puns,
I'm no big city duck. I don't have good learning.
Yeah, Salt Lake City is a small city, see?
You and your Los Angeles Bears.
Yeah, we're the big city, the big Los Angeles City. We know all the puns.
What makes a duck turn to bears? How could you turn on? At least I'm a lake person. I'm a duck with a lake. It's consistent. What makes you into a bear person?
The truth is I've never felt comfortable in my own body. I may be a duck, but I've always felt There's this aggression in me that feels bigger than a duck could be, and maybe that's why I'm always looking for fights, but maybe the real fight is inside myself. See?
No. But I feel it too. Do you ever...
You're conflicted about your identity as well?
The violence, the rage, it consumes me. You know, as ducks. When we're busy, like... Being ducks. Piling on as a group of 10 male ducks onto one unwilling lady duck. And you think, is this really all there is?
Is this really all there is? Is what we're doing really okay? Are ducks really just this kind of barbaric being? It doesn't feel right, I tell you.
It does not. It does not. So, do you think it's better to be a predator?
I don't know.
The violence of predators. Maybe I just really want to be a mammal. I'm sick of shitting out of the same hole that I do other things out of.
It's just the one hole for everything. But sometimes one size doesn't fit all, you know?
That's it. One size doesn't fit all. I could be a human. I could be a mammal. I could be a whale. I could drill a hole in my head and let the waters slide in.
And we could stay underwater forever.
No more pondweed. What do you think? Do you think we should just...
Run away?
Fly off.
Fly off.
Find ourselves a trench coat and climb underneath it and be two ducks in a trench coat pretending to be a human. But who's on top?
I think I've always been a bottom.
And I think that I'm gonna need some of your brill cream if I'm gonna be the one on top.
It's gonna take a lot of Bill cream to pass as a human.
Your Bill cream, he needs to start creaming us up. Rubbing it in.
Are we doing this?
Let's do this. Let's go now.
Let's go.
I'll leave my wife now. I don't need to go back to her.
I'll leave my team. I don't care about the Los Angeles Bears.
And I was never really a Salt Lake City fan. Because
I'm just a fan of humanity.
Me too.
Scene. Oh, what a lovely thing for ducks to connect over.
Yeah. Like ducks. They're jerks. They're such jerks.
Yeah. They're jerks, but they're also kind of funny.
They're funny, they're cute, and then I used to live in York, in the UK, a river city. Geese, ducks, everywhere. You know, sometimes you're driving along, and then there's like 200 ducks that are crossing, get to the river. But also sometimes you're walking along the canal pathway, and then there's just like 10 ducks gang raping the lady duck, and it's like, right, don't really.
Some animals really have difficult to comprehend mating systems compared to humans.
I think the thing that caught my eye about this was, this World Cup is already like a collection of like there's a whole bunch of things about like the split locations and the American situation, but also like Donald Trump calling up to alleviate the red card.
Right.
And I'm like, FIFA is prepared to alleviate a red card for the President of the United States. And they're not prepared to let a duck into the stadium.
Into the stadium, yeah.
And it's just like, where are the standards? Where is the...
I don't know, man. Real life feels more like an improv scene than most improv scenes do nowadays.
Yeah, no, that is true. I think I often feel like if I did half this stuff on stage, people would be like, steady on.
This is too ridiculous,
this is
even
not a
for me.
Scene. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I don't know. Did you hear about? I can't remember his name, but there was this guy who like amassed a massive social media following, German guy supposedly, basically just by posting pictures of all the stuff that he was doing on his road trip around the US.
Yeah, because there was loads of people on like Shit Americans Say Reddit being like, like I don't believe this guy's really really German because he's speaking English.
Yeah, apparently like his supposedly like the video that I watched was from a YouTuber named Feli from Germany, who's a German girl living in Cincinnati. Although I think she's back in Germany now. But yeah, she was sort of saying like his English is very perfect, which is, you know, a bit suspicious, but who's to say, maybe he's using AI or whatever. But yeah, apparently a lot of people were also like, well, he's not showing his face. He's got a picture of is it Cristiano Ronaldo or someone like that, some famous soccer player, and puts that picture over his face in all of the pictures. But that's also a very German thing to do.
Sure, the data protection on there, yeah.
But yeah, I thought it was sort of funny to think that like this account could, like, people are thinking this account could be like a what do you call it? Like a marketing campaign from the US to try and improve their image.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot needed to be done to improve the US's image right now.
Yeah. Well, I think there's one big thing that needs to be done, but it's probably not going to happen for, at best, 2.5-ish years.
Yeah. I mean, you know, assassination plots take time, right?
Didn't want to go there, but I will quietly reserve my opinion on how I might feel about something like that.
It's not like this is going out live, going out on a podcast or anything, is it? Yeah. Secret Service busy listening.
But yes, I'm sure there's many people who have had that thought. So, do we have any ideas for one final scene that we should do to wrap up?
I mean, I feel like it has to be some sort of scene with like someone calling to try and get this duck into the stadium. I feel like it's...
That was my thought, is actually like the conversation between the bouncer, the security guard of the stadium, and the person with the duck. But my other thought is I'm a little bit inspired by the name Merlin the Duck.
Yeah.
And the fact that we are both RPG nerds, whether we want to play with that as like a wizard duck.
For a wizard duck. No, that's fine. I'm okay. We cut to an ancient castle. The turrets are tall and towering. We have flags flying off the top. It is a festival day in this castle.
The air is dirty and unwashed.
The air is dirty and unwashed, but also rich with the smell of like cooking meat.
Yes, lots of flesh, cooked flesh of various animals. And then we see sitting on a throne a duck in a very cheap-looking wizard hat. Merlin! Please, I request your aid.
You?
Yes.
A human dares enter the castle of Merlin.
I, the king of this land, come to you, Merlin, bowing my head for terrible tragedies that only you can solve are upon us.
Isn't it interesting, King Ducas, that you come to me now? Where were you 10 years ago, when you granted me this castle and told me to keep my duck opinions to myself?
At that time, I just didn't feel the human world was ready for the duck way of life, but I was wrong, Merlin. The slugs are upon us.
The slugs.
The slugs are upon us, Merlin.
Enemies, the slugs.
Mortal enemies of human and duck alike.
My beak wets and slivers with phlegm in anticipation of the ducks and the slugs coming into power and battle one more time. But why? You have salt. Why are the slugs your undoing, with your mighty human opposable thumbs?
Merlin, I am a king, and salt is a valuable resource, and the factor of the matter is I have less pride than I do greed. I would rather bow my head to a wizard duck than give away even a little bit of my wealth in exchange for saving my people.
Ah, then you must know that magic comes at a price.
Magic?
Magic.
No, you're a duck. I want you to eat the slugs.
Well, I'm a duck, and there's a lot of slugs. I'm going to need magic to reduce the indigestion from eating all the slugs.
God, this is gonna cost me.
It's going to cost you.
As long as it's not money.
No, it will be money. Of course it'll be money. Of course it'll be money. I don't...
Merlin.
What am I? What am I? A duck?
I'm a king and I'm greedy. I can't just give you money.
You could give me salt and pepper.
But that would defeat the purpose of coming to you in the first place.
Exactly. There is a penance.
Is this your point? You just want to humiliate me and make me think my ideas are stupid?
Do you know how stupid it is for a duck to sit on a throne in a castle with no support?
I didn't think about that when I gave you this castle.
You know exactly what you were doing. You humans, you're all alike. Have you ever wondered why this castle smells of meat?
No,
I'm a duck.
actually,
I eat slugs.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense. Why does it smell like meat, Merlin?
Have you ever wondered where all of your knights who you set off on so-called adventures?
What?
That's right.
You're eating my knights.
I'm cooking your knights.
You're cooking my knights and not even eating them?
I know.
This is some kind of gross ritual for you?
No, I just love the smell. No slugs come near a burning human corpse.
You're a mad duck.
I am. And I have my one price for you. I will rid your kingdom of slugs if you climb upon the spit and cook yourself.
No, I couldn't. I can't become meat.
Then enjoy
Meat is what I eat.
Enjoy your lettuces being forever tainted. Enjoy your strawberries forever being devoured. You shall never know the taste of one garden fruit again, for the slugs shall twine their way around.
Merlin.
One quick plunge, and it will all be over.
I've always thought of myself as a smart king, but the truth is, I don't think I'm very smart. And I hope this isn't one of your tricks, but if this is a way that I can keep all of my wealth and still get rid of the slugs, then I will do it.
I mean,
when I get back to my people after being roasted, I just hope the slugs are gone.
In your eyes, I see truth. I see sacrifice. This was a test.
A test?
Only a worthy king, coming before a duck that he humiliated 10 years ago. Only a worthy king
would sacrifice himself for his own money?
For your people, I thought.
No, I'm doing it because I'm cheap.
I misunderstood. No, I'm mostly just going to let you screw yourself to death and burn you to death.
Well, I mean, as long as I'm still rich, that's the main thing.
So rich, the richest dead king in this whole castle.
Wonderful, then fine. Spit me up.
Spit you up.
I'm being roasted. It's so painful, Merlin. But I'm still so rich.
My king! You're here. We've been roasting on these spits for so long, my king. It's me.
You're my knight. I didn't recognize you amongst all the burns.
So Tortolot.
Tortolot.
My Tortolot, yes.
You learned many things. You were taught many things.
I was taught many things, and I also brought many pastries, my king.
A double pun.
A double pun, sir. The humanist behaviors, the pun.
The pun is so human.
My king, why did you do it, sire?
Because money is more valuable than human life.
He was the greatest king we ever had, and now he roasts upon a fire. Oh, what it is to be the last living knight in a castle run by a duck.
Scene. Oh, I love that.
I feel there was a whole world we could have unpacked more.
But... I feel like we've got a very good understanding of specifically the dynamic of this duck and this king.
Yeah.
But definitely there is a large world there that...
There's a whole bunch of question marks as to, like, what is
how
going on.
How many other
everywhere else?
castles are run by magical animals that this king has exiled?
I feel like, his is his default response, right? There's just, like, a whole bunch of castles over on, like, that side of town.
Yeah,
where, like,
just all
it's
the
like,
magical animals.
Like,
He's like...
Steve, the giraffe that can do taxes.
Yeah.
Like Norman, the possum that can, like, bring people back from the dead.
Yeah. And I get the impression that his kingdom kind of runs on the... one of those, like, kind of... where the person in charge is very stupid and it's, like... they think they're making smart decisions, but it's actually the actually smart people guiding them to make smart decisions.
Yeah, I feel we need like one of the scene of like all the relieved advisors back in the castle, back in the king's castle, just being like, "Thank Christ, he's gone."
Yeah, and then it cuts to his son, and he's even dumber.
It's just like, oh, we're just gonna have to kill you ourselves this time.
Yeah. Well, is there any final things you would like to plug or like to say?
Honestly, it's too, at the time of recording, it is miles away from the next Bake This show. So I think that is, our next Bake This show's in September. I cannot remember when, 24th, something like that.
At the very least, I guess we can say go follow Bake This on social media.
BakeThis.de.
Go follow Paul.
I'm not on social media.
I wasn't sure if you're...
no,
I know you have an Instagram profile, but I wasn't actually sure if it was a private one.
I do not use it. I gave up on social media a long time ago. I think parenting in the pandemic killed social media.
if I had to choose between parenting and social media, I would also hope that I would choose parenting.
No, if you could find me anywhere, you would find me scrolling through Reddit at the wee small hours of the night, just trying to occasionally just be like, give me some news, give me something, just give me a little bit of relief from the occasional pressures of parenting.
Well, best I can do is give you relief from being in this quite warm room, vocal booth. And so follow Bake This, and thanks for joining us, and see you all next time. Bye.
Thanks for listening to Heightening Headlines, Improvising the News. Tune in next week for more.